Once you are finished with your positive and negative shape assignment, go ahead and turn to the very next page, and at the upper left corner of this page you are going to write expressive lines. You are now going to take one of the 5x5 squares, there should be 2 at each table, and place it in the upper center part of your page and go ahead and trace this square. This is going to be where you will be drawing your assignment in pencil and then later on going over it in pen. On the bottom half, you're going to copy notes on expressive lines. You are now going to draw different examples of line personalities. So the first one that we're going to draw are straight lines. So what I'm drawing right now are straight lines going horizontally and in different sizes and vertically in different sizes. So this is straight lines. Now the next set of lines that you are going to create are parallel lines. So these can be straight lines that are dashed as long as they're all going in the same direction. So once again, these are parallel lines going in the same direction. Moving on, we are going to go ahead and continue with the idea of diagonal lines. So there's a lot of different ways you can draw diagonal, so I'm just going to make it look like it's going towards one central point. So you can make small diagonal lines, longer ones. So different variations of creating diagonal lines. We are now moving on to our next set of lines, which are dashed lines. So thinking about lines you see in the road, so I'm drawing some straight dashed lines, some diagonal dashed lines, some dashed lines that are going through other dashed lines. So this is an example of dashed lines. Moving on to our next set of lines, we're going to go ahead and continue with curved lines. So a lot of times with the curved line personality, you think of something maybe calming, nothing too intense, relaxing. So this is going to be our curved lines. After that, we are now getting into something that has a little more action, something that's more exciting, invigorating. So this one here is our jagged lines. Moving on to the next one, very similar to parallel, except going in the opposite direction. These are our vertical lines. And now the last set of lines that we're going to create are dotted lines. So as long as you have them following a path, it is considered a line. So notice I'm making mine more into a curled line, curled dotted line, I should say. And these are some various line personalities. Now that you've completed your notes and setting up your page, you're going to go to the rolling cart and choose an image. You're going to take this image to the counter by the sink to one of the light boards. And this light tracer that we have here, you're going to place your image there and place your sketchbook page on top of the image. So we are focusing on profile for our silhouette project. So this is just a practice of or give you an idea of what you can do with your project. So all you're doing is tracing the detail, the main detail that you see of the person that you have chosen. So I'm not going to do every single detail. Obviously on this image, the hair is way too dark, so I'm not going to draw every single strand of hair. Because the idea with this, we are going to show line personality, but still have the face come out as well. So what I'm doing, I'm once again tracing the main shapes, shadows and lines that I see, the details of the face. But to show those different facial features, I will be choosing different line varieties to show that. So notice here, I'm just tracing this side of the hair, maybe that little part. So I can also use these to help section off parts of the area that I'm going to work with. So now I'm going to take my sketchbook back to my desk. I'm going to go ahead and put it side by side with my image. And I'm going to decide what kind of line varieties I can fill into this entire space, but still show some of those facial features as well. I may decide that I want to break up the space into different shapes, and within those different segments, I can do different line varieties. Maybe there's only a select few that I want to work with to help fill in the space, but the ideas for this is endless. The whole concept is you can go ahead and work with pencil first, and then go over in pen. If you feel comfortable going directly with pen, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure to sign that out. So this is a possibility of something that you can create. Notice that the face is segmented to fill in the areas, but you can still see the profile view of the image. The image I had a lot of dark values, so you can also consider maybe all the pen marks that I'm going to create with line personalities will show darker value where it's dark. And then the pen marks where there's lighter values on the image, I'm going to make sure they're not as close together, so it shows a lighter value. So that's something else that you can consider as well.